students, today we are going to discuss about the that affecting the rate of factors that affecting the rate of water absorption. Factors that affecting the rate of water absorption. We know that there are the number of factors which are related to the water absorption. So these factors, they are broadly categorized into two categories. The number one is the external factors. The external factors. The external factors means these are the environmental or the factors which are surrounding to the plant. So these are the external factors. And second, that are the internal factors. The internal factors means these are the factors which are related or which are inside the plant, or it is related with the internal activities of the plant. So that are the internal factors. Okay. So we will discuss one by one. So first of all, the external factors. External factors. Okay. So the first external factor is the available soil water. Available soil water. Okay. So we can say that when there is a sufficient amount of water is present in the soil, it can easily absorb by the plant. So usually the plants, they absorbs the capillary water. Capillary water. So what is meant by the capillary water? The capillary water means, suppose these are the soil particles which are loosely arranged. Okay. So inside that loosely arranged soil particle, in this gap, the water is present. Okay, water is present in this gap of the soil particle. So this water is known as the capillary water. It is known as the capillary water. Okay. So it is, this capillary water is most important for the absorption by the plant. Okay. There are the different types of the water, we can say that. So first, when there is a rainfall, the some water, it may be the runaway water. That means it is the water which run along the slope of the soil. The second, there may be the hygroscopic water. The hygroscopic water means these are firmly attached with the soil particles or tightly attached with the soil particle. Then third, combined water. The combined water means these are the combined with the chemicals. When we draw the formula, chemical formula, or when we see the boxes of the chemical boxes, so there is the in front of that there is a dot H2O. That is the combined water. So this combined water may present. The fourth one, that is the gravitational water. Gravitational water. The gravitational water means due to the gravity, the water it is drained down. Okay. So this water present particularly in the well. Okay. विहिरी ज्याला आपण म्हणतो. So it is the table. Water table is produced through gravitational water. And the fifth, that is the capillary water. This capillary water is most important because it is present in the porous, in the intercellular spaces or interparticular spaces of the soil, which is or in between the gaps of the soil particle, and it get easily available to the root system. So this capillary water is most important to the plant for the absorption. Okay. So the higher amount of water it is present in the soil if the soil is waterlogged. If the soil is waterlogged soil means the ज्याला आपण दलदल म्हणतो किंवा चिखल. Okay, so the soil it contains large amount of water than necessary. Okay, extra water than necessary. So the water generally accumulated in the soil it do not drain away, and therefore such soils they are the water logged soils. And the such water logged soils in such soils there is no easily water absorption by the plant, or we can say that water absorption is reduced or poor in such soil. Okay, so the first factor that is the available soil water. Okay, then the second external factor, second external factor is the concentration of soil solution. First of all, soil solution means what? The soil solution means generally the plant it grow in a soil, so its root system is present in contact with the soil. Okay, so when we apply the water, so the dissolved minerals and the chemicals which are present surrounding to this plant, which are present in the soil, it produces the soil solution. When we add water, so all the minerals, ions and the chemicals they dissolve in the water and it produces the soil solution. So when we study the osmotic absorption of water, so in that we have studied that if the soil solution it has the high concentration, then it has the high osmotic pressure. It has the high osmotic pressure. So water which is absorbed by the osmotic pressure, it affects due to its high osmotic pressure. So the water which is enter inside it, instead of that water comes out due to the high concentrated solution, or it need energy to absorb the water according to the non-osmotic absorption theory. Okay, so this high osmotic pressure it affects the absorption of water. Okay, so the concentration of soil it is also most important. Okay, so generally the absorption of water is poor in the alkaline soil or in the marsh soil. The absorption of water is poor in alkaline and the marshy soil. There is the poor absorption of water. There is poor absorption of water. Then the third factor that is the soil air. Soil air. Okay. The soil air means it is the when the soil it is porous. Okay, and there is a sufficient amount of water, sufficient amount of oxygen and air it is present in the soil. So the porosity of soil is most important. So if the sufficient amount of soil air is present, then it enhances the growth of the root system through it. Okay, and it makes available the oxygen for the respiration of the root system. Okay, and if there is a lack of oxygen to the root system, then it will affect the growth of the plant as well as the absorption of the plant. Okay, so for that the soil air is most important. It makes the soil it makes the easy penetration and oxygen get available. Oxygen will get available to root system. for its respiration. And we know that if the respiration get hampered, then ultimately absorption also get hampered. That means the respiration is directly proportional to rate of absorption. We already discussed it. So for the respiration, the oxygen is most important, and for that the soil air it is also most important. So if the sufficient soil is there, it causes the rapid growth and elongation of the root system in such soils. Okay, so if the soil is waterlogged, then in the waterlogged soil, the growth of the root is very poor. Okay, so waterlogged soils, they are also known as the physiologically dry. These soils are physiologically dry. That means even though the water is present there, but plant is not able to absorb the water. Okay, and it is not good for the absorption. Then the fourth factor, that is the soil temperature. So soil temperature is most important factor. So 28 degree centigrade to 35 degree centigrade or 30 degree centigrade. It is important, or it is useful to absorb the water. It is useful to absorb the water. Okay. But when the temperature it becomes low, if the temperature is low, it causes the chilling injury. It causes, if the low temperature of the soil, or sometimes the soil it may show the 0 degree centigrade or very low temperature. Okay, so it causes chilling injury to the root system, and therefore it ultimately affects the absorption of the soil. And when there is a high temperature, high temperature, so it causes the wilting of the plant, or at the higher temperature it shows the decreased absorption. Okay, so generally the soil temperature it affects by various ways. Okay, so that various ways, first it affects, it affects the viscosity of water due to the low temperature. Due to the low temperature, it affects the viscosity. It affects the viscosity of water as well as and protoplasm. That means the viscosity of water and protoplasm. That means the water which is present in the protoplasm it becomes thick. It can sometimes it may convert into the ice. So due to that, it harms to the root system, cells of the root system. Okay. The second effect, the permeability of the cell is decreased. Permeability of the cell membrane, or we can say that the cell wall or cell membrane get decreased. The permeability means what? The permeability means it is the permission by the cell membrane to allow or pass through it. Okay, म्हणजे त्यातून पास होण्याची जी एबिलिटी आहे त्या मेम्ब्रेनची, so that is a permeability. So this permeability of the cell membrane also get damaged, or it may also get decreased. Okay, the third factor, the metabolic, due to low temperature, the metabolic activities it get reduced. Metabolic activities it get reduced or decreased, and it also hampers, or it also checks the root growth and root elongation. root growth and root elongation get checked. Checked means reduced. Okay. So by this four ways, this low temperature it hampers to the plant. First, it increases the viscosity of water and protoplasm. Okay. Then permeability is decreases, metabolic activities get reduced, and root growth and root elongation also get reduced. So in this way, the soil temperature it affects to the water absorption. Okay. Then the internal factors. Internal factors. So first internal factor, that is the transpiration. Transpiration. We know that the rate of transpiration is directly proportional to the absorption. Okay, that means this transpiration it creates a tension. That tension is transferred to the leaf xylem. Leaf xylem, the tension created due to the transpiration, that means the loss of water in the form of vapor is the transpiration. So it creates the tension. Tension transfer to the leaf xylem, to stem xylem, to root xylem. Okay. So it creates the water shift and it causes the pool of water or pool of water, and that is the transpiration pool. It pool water, so it is a transpiration pool. Okay, so this transpiration pool is most important for the absorption of the water. So it creates the favorable conditions for water absorption. Okay, so transpiration, as the absorption increases, transpiration increases, the ultimately absorption also increases. Then the second second internal factor, that is absorbing root system. Absorbing root system. Okay, we know that if there is the root system, if it is profusely branched, then the rate of absorption is more. Okay, if the root system is profusely branched, so it shows the more absorption. If the root system is superficial and shallow, it shows the less absorption of water. But the root system, the deep rooted it is deep rooted, and there is a root hair more root hairs they are present on the root systems. The primary, secondary, tertiary roots, they are more on the root system. Then it shows the more absorption of the water. So the ratio of absorption of water is directly proportional to the root system. How profusely developed a root system, that much amount of absorption of water is there. Okay, so the development of root system depends on the environment. That means which type of the soil is there, what type of the soil porosity or soil aeration is there, what type of water conditions are there. So all these, as well as the genetic factor of that plant, is also responsible for development of the root system. So the more the root system, where more the well developed or profuse root system, more absorption of water is there. Okay, so it is most important factor. Then the third internal factor, that internal factor is the metabolism. Okay, so the metabolic activities of the root system, they are most important, and for the metabolic activity the air is most important in the soil. So soil air is most important for the metabolic activity. If the more metabolic activity, then more absorption. So we can say that the metabolism is directly proportional to the absorption. Okay, metabolism directly proportional to the absorption. So more the metabolism, more the absorption. Okay, and if we add the poison, okay, poison like KCN, potassium cyanide, okay, or any respiratory or metabolic inhibitor in the soil, it directly affects or it directly reduces the absorptions also. Okay, so when we application or when we apply the poison or metabolic inhibitor, it reduces the absorption. So metabolic activities, they are most important. So if there is a sufficient soil air, the soil is more porous, then active metabolic activities also more. Okay, so these are the different factors which are responsible for the absorption of water. So these are the two factors. The first, external factors. Inside the external factor, the first factor is the soil water. The second, that is concentration of soil solution. The third factor, that is soil air. And fourth factor, that is soil temperature. Similarly, the internal factors, so the first internal factor, that is the transpiration. Second, that is root system, and third, that is the metabolism. Okay, so all these external and internal factors, they are responsible for absorption of the water. I hope you got the points. Thank you very much.